All right, Shalom. We'll start first by giving all praises and glories unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Harakakwadash. Double honor to the elders and the elder apostles at Great Millstone who rule well and they deserve double honor. And greetings, salutations, and blessings unto the elect, the house of David that will receive salvation. Shalom unto you. All right, this is basically a land back or a response to the video the brother Shapal Rakad did. And excellent video, man. You know, it hit the points of how slave masters converted slaves to Christianity. You know, the brother hit a bunch of wonderful topics. I recommend brothers check it out. I'll try to put the link in my description as well, or even I'll probably just upload it. But anyway, just to go into another facet of this whole thing, right? The brother mentioned in his video about how you go back to Genesis, the 27th chapter, how we supplanted Esau, who was the older brother, the one that was supposed to get the inheritance for his birthright, but it was all according to prophecy. Well, when Isaac blessed him, he gave him the dominion and the fatness of the earth when he wouldn't have dominion, and he should live by the sword. Well, this man is a destructive man by nature anyway, and so that was right up his alley to do that. Okay, and that's why he's ruled that way. And he wasn't just like rulers over us. He was actually a brutal slave master, you know. He ruled with his sword. But that wasn't enough, because we would always believe that we believed in a higher power, but they didn't want us to have our true power of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. So what they had to do is replace it with Christianity. You know, they removed our own natural time and not time, our ceremonies and ordinances from our daily lives and our our high holy days away from us, and they placed in their own. And with that, they kept slipping in more and more Christianity and white rulership. Well, here today, I'm gonna pull out a couple scriptures that they would constantly go over. When you know the scriptures, you can tell. Plus, the beautiful thing was in the movie Birth of a Nation, they showed this dynamic. So you can't check that out as well. Anyway, I'm gonna start with Romans 13:1. It says, "Let every soul be subject unto the higher powers." And because the so-called white man felt that he was a higher power over us, which in a sense he was, because the Most High gave him the dominion at that time, that we have to be subject unto him, right? But that's really talking about those that are the heads of your camps, you know, the elders of your of the church, right? He says, "For there is no power but of the Most High God. The powers that be are ordained of the Most High God." The leadership is set up for the Most High God. Well, the so-called white man used it as saying that he was set up by God, you know, which is kind of true in a sense. But he used it in a malicious way. Anyway, continuing on, it says, "Whosoever therefore resisteth the power, resisteth the ordinance of the Most High God. And they that resist shall receive to themselves damnation." Side note, they're going to use this to make you take the mark of the beast. That's how the church is going to push the mark of the beast. They're going to use this script in particular. Okay? Now, matter of fact, before I go forward, I want to grab this scripture here, because it's an important scripture to remember. It's a Psalm 147, and in 19 he said, "He showeth his word unto Jacob, and his statutes and his judgments unto Israel." All the things in the Bible. He said, "He hath not dealt so with any other nation. As for his judgments, they have not known them. Praise ye Yahweh." Now, the so-called white man, that's what he did, though. He still took that the Bible and used it in a malicious way to control the people, you know, which was wrong. So he's going to have to pay for touching this book and for pushing it out wrong. Psalm 50:16, it says, "But unto the wicked the Most High saith, What hast thou to do to declare my statutes, or that thou shouldest take my covenant in thy mouth? seest thou hateth instruction, and cast my words behind thee. Yep. When thou sawest a thief, then thou contendest with him, and hast been partaker with adulterers. That's more so talking about our people, but so-called white man is guilty of that as well. You know, he's guilty of that as well, especially him. You know, because he wasn't supposed to pick this Bible up and rule with it, but he knew that our people was connected to it through the Spirit, and that we will follow after a higher power because it's in our nature. Now, let me go back. I'm going to go into the book of Ephesians, chapter 6. I'm going to start at verse 5. It says, servants be obedient to them that are your masters according to the flesh. You know, and if you use that in the slavery sense, the so-called white man's in the flesh, you so-called Negroes, West Indian Haitians, and all of you that was in the rule, which we know that the Native Americans were on those plantations. There was also Mexicans on some of those plantations. You know, it says you're in the flesh, so you have to obey your masters, okay? Be obedient unto them. So with fear and trembling, in singleness of your heart, as unto Yahushua, Hamashiach, Christ, as it says here. You know, even though we know that this is about the leadership within the true believers of the church, but they use it to maliciously rule over us and to justify their wickedness of beating us. Okay, and let me go to the next one. Colossians chapter 3, verse 22, it says, servants, obey in all things your masters according to the flesh, not with eye service as men pleasers, but in singleness of heart, fearing the Most High God. Yeah, because the Most High God could bring terror on you. Yeah, we did go through this slavery process to because we didn't follow statute, laws, commandments of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. You know? But this so-called white man, he went too far with it. He crossed too many lines, and he didn't end it when it was supposed to be over. Okay? So he's got to pay for that. Now, the reason he felt that he was able to do this is because of this scripture right here, 2 Thessalonians chapter 2. I'm going to start, let me start verse 3. It says, let no man deceive you by any means. And with these scriptures, that's what he was doing. He was deceiving us. For that day shall not come, except there come a falling away first. And that's what it was. There was a falling away from the Most High, where he wasn't protecting us anymore because we were wicked. As a nation, we were wicked, man. We didn't do what he told us. We didn't walk in his way. We didn't keep our end of the bargain, the agreement. So as he said, if you don't, I'm gonna jack you up with other nations, and he did that. The brother brought out, we will serve other gods also, even wood and stone. And then he went into Exodus the 20th chapter, as it said that he's a jealous power. Don't serve not other gods, right? Well, all that made the Most High angry with us, and to make him bring vengeance upon us. But the so-called white man still played a hand in being the damn wicked devil, as it was meant to be, to help bring us down. And when he could have corrected things, he chose not to, but to further the persecution and the enslavement. Okay, it says, except there be a falling away first, and that man of sin be revealed. Because the so-called white man, he used it against us, but he didn't live by it himself. That's why I read that in Psalms 50. He didn't follow this book himself. He said that man of sin be revealed, the son of perdition, the son of destruction. He said, who opposeth and exalteth himself above all that is called the Most High God, and that is worshipped, so that he as God sitteth in the temple of God, showing that himself that he is God. You see, he has a God complex. He wants to rule things the way he sees fit. He's not happy with the way the Most High's judgment went down. Like he could ask the Creator, hey, why have you made me this? You know, I think it should be like this. Pursuing the Romans the 9th chapter. If you want to read further into that. But I just want to bring that out. So-called white man thinks he's God and he can rule over the whole world using a book that's not his. Man, this book is not meant for him, but he don't have to follow the rules of the book that he pushes on you. Okay, so that Most High don't like that hypocritical double standard either. So anyway, with that, Lord willing, you was edified. Check the brother's video out. It's an excellent video. And with that, I say shalom.